Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is the Brown Barbie. This is our second official pod episode, and today we will be diving into what is real, what is not, what we have been lied to. But before we get into that, hey girl, hey boy, hey, I hope you are enjoying. I hope you have been enjoying the mini episodes that I have been uploading, as well as our first official pod episode. So, no further ado, actually, wait, before we get into that, if you guys are on YouTube, don't forget to that subscribe button. If you are on podcast, do not forget to favorite this channel. Every Thursday, we will be uploading a new thing. And go to my Instagram at the Brown Barbie with 2 E's. If you want to have any suggestions, you would like to be on the show virtually, whatever it may be, please let me know and we can get it happening. But as you guys already know, we love to start off. I love to start the pod off with a quote. And today's quote is from Confucius, and it says, "What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others." Let me say that one more time. What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others. Now, I think this is the perfect quote to enter us in our topic and get it going, kicking it off. Honestly, if you don't know Confucius, he's a very powerful, very incisive opinions and viewpoints of the world that everyone can learn from. That quote was so powerful, and hopefully you guys realize the power once we reach the end of the pod. So let's get into it. Think about where you are right now in your life. Think about, and this is throughout the whole episode. This is obviously a solo episode. So, we will be doing more self reflection and, taking pauses and kind of just, allowing that room for those thoughts, those wow to flow through, because that is going to be how we get to our best self, our higher self, by allowing these clairvoyant moments. Stay in the moment and us actually identify them. Most of the time, we kind of have these quick, oh my God, moments, and we dismiss them and we push them away. But that's not what we will be doing today. We will really be emphasizing these moments so we can understand that rejection isn't real and validation is subjective, so there's no need to rely on it. We've been lied to our whole lives. I don't know if you guys realize that. And we've been robbed as well. We all have this one thing in common, even if you don't want to per se admit it. We all are scared of rejection and kind of rely on validation some way. Some a little more unhealthier than others with both factors. Some care about one factor, some doesn't care about the other. Some people care about neither. Some people realize neither aren't real. We're going to dive into all of that. So, I know you're probably like, girl, you can't tell me rejection is not real. But oh, babes, I'm going to. So, tell me this. First of all, before we even get into this, it is very important to understand where your self-concept of yourself lies. How do you think of yourself? Do you view yourself in a positive, negative way? Do you have very uplifting? Do you have positive talk with yourself? Are you very uplifting with yourself? Do you have positive ways to cope with things? Really take a quick second to reflect on yourself and your self concepts, because that is going to be pushing us through this conversation. If you are unable to, and this is not in an attacking way, this is not in a rude way, but if you are unable to identify those self concepts and those self beliefs that aren't as strong as they should be or aren't as strong as others, you might have a hard time grasping this in this moment. But I am 99.9% sure if you are watching this video now, listening to this pod now, you were meant to receive this message and you are ready to receive this. You are ready to level up your life. You're ready to take control of your life and you're ready to finally step into your best self and your higher potential. So I know you're ready to hear this message and I'm not even going to question that. So we're going to go in knowing that you're ready to receive this message and you're going to receive it. So, why I have a very big philosophy that rejection isn't real is because if something is for you, for example, 2 plus 2 is 4. You can also get 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2 with 1 plus 1 plus 2. That'll give you 4, 4 ones, 1 point, all the different variations, all the different variations. But guess what? We're still getting back to that core number. I say all that to say is, if rejection was real, there would be a lot less successful people. And I know that sounds like a very left-handed, confusing concept, but what you have to understand is if something is for you, it is for you. There's no rejection. There's no way for you to get rejected if it was not for you. And if it was for you, you would have received it. And I know it sounds like such a kid and play kind of response. Some people could even say deluded, but it's just truth. You are not going to have an opportunity taken away from you if it's not from you. You are not going to have a potential partner that is for you reject you. And when you go into that category, there's obviously a time and a place, and things can change with that. You can meet someone later in life. But in that moment of rejection, by us categorizing it as, oh my God, I was rejected, I didn't get this job. No, let's hone in on a different area. What did I learn from this? What do I feel like I was lacking that made me not get this? Is this a belief that needs to be strengthened? Is this a concept that I'm allowing to consume my whole life? Is this me overthinking it? And this genuinely wasn't for me. What was it? So when you look at it in that lens, as well as, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I grow from this? How can I take this experience and me being at such a low frequency, a low vibration, feeling so low, feeling so sad? How can I kind of manipulate that energy to work in my favor? I'm going to say that one more time. How can I manipulate that energy to work in my favor? How? Now, imagine if we went through life since day one thinking that way. How different would your life be? You would take every rejection. You won't take it so personally. You won't let it bring you down. You won't let it eat you away. You won't let your pride, the shame, the embarrassment take so much control over your physical body in this physical dimension we're in. You would take that, manipulate that feeling, and push it into something better. Push it into a good path. Push you into where you're supposed to be. Push you to that opportunity that is for you. Something that is for you will not make you feel sad, will not make you feel disgusting, will not make you feel embarrassed, will not be hard to get. Sometimes we try to fix a different perception of our reality, which is quite funny because I had someone recently telling me I have a fixed version of reality, a fixed perception of reality. And I thought that was quite hilarious. But We try to fix our perception of reality to what is most comforting to us. So rather than in that moment having a second of uncomfortability because you were rejected, you didn't get, it's not rejection. You didn't get something you wanted. That's what that was. You didn't get what you wanted. So what's incorporating that? Your pride, your ego, you're embarrassed, the shame. That's all things that you can control. But now think about the feeling you would have felt if you did get that. You would have been happy, elated, prideful in the best way, so happy. You don't have to be either or. There's no loss in any opportunity. There's always a lesson and there's always a gain. We want to fix our perception of reality to make ourselves feel so comfortable to the extent that sometimes it's we lose in that way. We do such a disservice to ourselves when we try to make ourselves so comfortable 24/7, like, I gotta be this, it gotta. No. No. What is actual reality? What self-perceptions of myself do I have that are showing to the outside world? What are things that I need to work on for myself? What are those deep, dark things that I'm so scared of revealing? What are those secrets that I'm afraid to allow consume me? What are those sad, dark thoughts that I'm scared if they come to light, they're going to eat me alive? But no, it's going to do the opposite. It is going to be in a completely undescribable feeling when you are able to take off the blurred colored lenses and see life for what it is and take every opportunity to learn. Whether it's a good learn, you got something you wanted, now you're taking that feeling, you're grasping that feeling, you're living that energy, or an opportunity that you really want and you really felt in this moment that was supposed to be for you, but it wasn't for you, or something that you wanted, but you didn't get it that way, or an achievement you wanted, but it didn't happen on your time. Are you seeing a constant variable? Your time, what you want, what you think is best. That's not all correct. That's not always correct. And we have to be okay knowing that not only we can just control our own life, that's all we can control. We only can control us. We only can control how we react. We only can control what happens with us. So why allow an external factor such as someone not texting you back fast enough, someone not showing up for you in the way that you know they should but they're not, someone not being as nice to you, you not getting a job position, the list goes on. Why allow that to consume you? Why are you allowing that to eat you alive and to pull you away from your higher power, your higher energy, and just who you can be? We only have one life to live. It's absolutely idiotic to allow other people to control it. And to kind of ease into validation, I feel like I hit all the topics that I really should have said with both of them together, but I just like really felt like to keep talking and keep going because I feel like someone really needed to hear that message. But with validation, it's just such a, it's really, I can't think of the word. I keep wanting to say invigorating, but it's not it's just, you feel so free when you realize these things. And when you realize like, oh, I'm the reason that this ain't happening. oh, I'm this. It's just me. So I know if I change myself, my whole life's going to turn around. You know how powerful that is? You mean to tell me all I got to do is walk with my shoulders back, smile, and be bold and put myself in rooms that I was anxious before to be, put myself out there, and my life is going to change? I would much love those odds than rather thinking I need everyone to be like, I love this girl. Let's sign this girl. I want this girl on my team. That's nice, but I want to know that I can do it for myself. I want to know that it took me getting here, that I fully was confident in myself to get to this place. And that's why validation isn't real. Validation is so subjective. And when we look at subjectivity versus objective, looking at things objectively, I apologize. We see there's a very big line. One is very personal, and one is just the reality, the cut, diced, and sliced, the black and white version. No colors, no filters. This is real. This is situational, personal, my thought process, my blurred lenses. So now, imagine you have a choice to either look at the world one way for what it is, look at yourself for what you are, constantly validate yourself, be bold, do the things, know that your life is all on you and you control your narrative. Or this other side where you give people so much power to reject you, to say if this is good or not, if this looks good or not, you should be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. What world do you want to live in? And our mind is such a interesting place because we kind of manipulate ourselves to the extent where we think being comfortable in the societal perception and kind of diving into that societal norm, that's actually how we're controlling our reality, but we're not controlling it that way. We're letting everyone else have control. We're letting everyone control what we wear, how we talk, what we do, what we don't want to do, jobs, spouse, money. That doesn't sound like a life to live. That sounds like I am living for someone else. Do you want to live for someone else or you want to live for yourself? And besides that, because I kind of like went off on a little baby tangent. That's not even where I wanted to go with that, but it's still very the same nonetheless. But with subjectivity, think about how much you have going on in your life and multiply that by how many people around the world there are. And we have this horrible habit of holding on to such small memories, such small things from people when they have their own universe. We are not the center of someone's universe. We are only the center of ours. So we can never understand why a man seen me in person and was like, "Oh, I'm not attracted to you," or a man seen me and only wanted to be intimate and never texted me again, or I didn't get this call back at this job, or this person doesn't like me. We can never know the reasonings behind that. Not only because our mind is too small to understand their universe and comprehend it all, but just it's also not our business. We cannot control how someone is feeling in that moment. We can't understand why they felt that way in that moment. People are going through so much of their own thing, and this is not to get confused with someone not taking accountability for their actions, how they are, how they treat you. That's a different story. But we do have control on how much control we give the exterior. We don't have to give the outside world as much control as we give it. And that's just a fact. I know it sounds, that was a hard, take a second with that one. because that resonated with me when I right when I said it. I was like, oh wow, you needed to hear that as well. But like, I just always used to hear growing up, like, you won't be able to, be on platforms, or you want to be an influencer, you want to be famous, you want to do this, but you don't have tough skin. And, I wouldn't understand it so much then. I would just feel like, no, you're just being mean. You don't want me. But it's like, no, what that really meant is you're giving everyone else around you so much control about how you view yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you react, how your emotions flow. You're allowing everyone to control that. And I was society's puppet. And so many people are society's puppet. They allow the exterior to have so much control over them, their life, their emotions, their thought process, and even down to the point of their values, just to not only fit in, but gain that validation that they can do themselves. You don't need anyone to tell you you are stunningly beautiful. You have the most beautiful eyes. You have the biggest heart I've seen. You are so genuine. You are so handsome. You are an amazing listener. You are an amazing person. You are going to do great things in the world. I believe in you. I obviously do. If you're listening, I love all my supporters. But you can say that to yourself and it can be just as good. Now, in the mini episodes, I wanted to touch on the rejection and the validation because those are they're in one of the mini episodes. So I wanted to have like a full pod talking about this. And I definitely would love to dive deeper into this with another person. And then especially after I get my psychology degree and we can really, get to the neurological aspect of this, because I think this is a conversation that many try to have, but either don't have the proper delivery, proper knowledge, or they just don't know how to just say in a clear manner. Nonetheless, but in that video, I explained how you have to understand if when New Year's rolls around and you're like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym every single day. And then if you go to the gym every single day, and then you tell your brain, oh, I'm going to own a multi-million-dollar business. What do you think your brain's going to think? They're going to be like, oh my God, this girl sticks to everything she says. Of course, we're about to own a multi-million-dollar business. If once the first hit, she ain't stopped going to the gym. She said she was going to do this. She did that. Every time she says something, she sticks to it. So why would I not trust in her? Why would I not trust in her? Why would I not believe in her? Just like numbers don't lie, experiences and actions don't lie either. It's either you want it or you don't. And that's just the clear cut of it all. And that's what I'm realizing about life. It's either you want it or you don't. You either want this life you want to make yourself uncomfortable, put yourself out there unconditionally, wholeheartedly, jump off the edge of the bridge and believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, or you want to be comfortable. And we really do such a disservice to ourselves when we dismiss the power of our brain and our willpower. Our subconscious is a very powerful place. Very, very powerful place. And our inner dialogue with ourselves is just as important. And that shapes our everyday life as well as how we react to situations, what opportunities we put ourselves in front of. The list goes on. So if you're having positive self-talk, you're sticking by what you're saying, you're being disciplined, you're validating yourself, you're taking every experience as a lesson, good or bad, taking something from everything, how can you lose? Like Nikki said, because when you already won, what the fuck is the race? These are just facts I'm providing. Like, there's just, I'm sorry, if there's no argument on these topics, because guess what? This is all self-improvement. Everything trails back to the same thing I'm saying. If you're very confident in yourself, have high self-esteem, you're naturally not looking for validation or confirming validation, because you're naturally validating yourself. If you are very confident in what you are, in your path in life, and confident with what you put forth, when you don't get an opportunity, you literally don't care, because you're like, okay, it just wasn't for me. Like, there's really no questions behind this logic, honestly, because it's quite simple, and it's very, once you realize it and you have that moment to get your thoughts in order, purge your feeling, purge those negative self concepts you have about yourself, and start, using affirmations, doing shadow work, just, maybe if you feel like you need to go to a therapist, maybe if you need to just feel like you need to right your wrongs. I just feel like I said that like 3 times. Whether it's journaling, whatever method of self improvement that you want to do, it's going to inevitably help you. You will never lose. You know how fire that feels to never lose in life? You're never going to lose. So we are going to go into our TNT segment, our question of this episode. Just our midway point. I hope you guys are enjoying. I hope this is really helping you take a different approach to life, and also how you are approaching life, because it's also okay to constantly grow. As I was saying in the first pod episode, having a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. We are all growing every day. We are all going through different situations. So it is amazing to be able to listen to things, take things, read things, and apply it to your life for the better. You might not need what I'm saying. You might not need one part of the video, but maybe the other part is something that will touch you. Take what you need to become your best self so you can enjoy this thing called life. But our TNT question today is, why do we allow validation and rejection to have so much control over our life when we know it's based off of subjectivity? My biggest response to that is, we do it because it brings comfort. We know, think about it this way. Don't shoot the messenger for this, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. Think about it this way. If you are constantly allowing everyone to control your life, and allowing everyone to kind of dictate what you're doing unconsciously, then you're never to blame, right? You can't blame yourself if you're allowing, oh, they keep rejecting me. I'm never chosen. I'm never a picked girl. I never get this job. I never get this. And I'm not dismissing those feelings. I'm not dismissing what happens, because it is tough to go through those things. I'm not dismissing that at all. It's very hard. Very, very hard. And it takes a journey to get to this point where I'm at, and I'm still learning how to fully live in this belief system and truly apply it 24/7 in my life. But then you will never have anyone to blame. And the issue lies is, we as humans naturally are very negative. It's not a jab at anyone, it's just honestly real. Kind of just see people's demeanor, see how people interact. We're kind of always on the edge. So if we have to find someone to blame for our mistakes, we're not going to want to blame the only person that we lay our head at night with, that constantly has thoughts running. We're going to blame it on somebody else. We're going to try to push that pain, that hurt, find an avenue, find someone to blame, because we're genuinely deflecting what lesson or what way we could have contributed to this outcome. And it's sad and it sucks and it hurts. It's a dark place to really identify what beliefs are not strong concepts for me. What are my biggest insecurities? What is controlling my life? What is having such a hold on me? I am unable to learn this lesson I keep going through. It is so hard to have to place all that weight, all that pressure on yourself. But it is the biggest weight when you do. Because once you are able to sit down with yourself and kind of look at a situation like, oh, okay, let's see where we went wrong here. And be able to objectively look at the situation with no emotions, be zen, be relaxed, not judgmental, no negative, rude self-talk. Just say, okay, I should have done that. I see where this lesson could have came in. I see what this was. You're going to have maybe a day or so to be upset and purge it, but the next day you're going to be good. You're going to get up and go. But rather than when you live in this other mindset, you harbor this resentment, you grow this anger, you have this negative aura because you're constantly going in a circle. You're going in a circle, you're going in a circle, and you're just never able to figure out what is going on, what is the issue, because you're always placing the blame on someone else, something else, some scenario, some undesirable circumstance. Nothing is desirable. But are we going to allow those undesirable circumstances take complete control over our life and allow us to be miserable when we can take control, step out of the box, do what many are incapable of doing, and sit in those feelings, sit in that thought, and figure out why the HE double hockey sticks is my life this way. Why did this happen this way? And a quick subcategory with that, I think also too, Dylan James, Breenie Lee, any other people, I will link them down below, but Dylan James and Breenie are my top two people to go to when it comes to self-concept, self-improvement. They will tell you straight like it is, and you don't have no rebuttal. Because even when it comes to the logic of someone rejecting you, if you are not dating intentionally, how can you be mad when someone doesn't want to intentionally date you? Or if you are trying to date intentionally and you're not learning your lessons from these previous people, are you really dating intentionally? So I say all that to say is sometimes we can take each situation that feels like it's on us, or like we're being the victim, or it's kind of happening to us, like, oh my God, this always happens, I'm never chosen. Well, are you giving I'm never chosen energy? Are you giving, and I really hope I'm not offending anyone with this, because I'm not trying to, and everything I talk about on this channel, I am going through, I went through, I had my own personal revelation. So I'm speaking on experience. So I understand how it feels to radiate this energy of not being a chosen one and kind of manipulating yourself to be the chosen one. When it's like, no, I'm not, I'm that, I'm that, I am that man, I am that woman, and you will come to me because my energy, my aura, my personality, I'm such a dope person. You will be blessed to even be in my presence. So, no, I'm not going to have this energy because I don't need to. And I say all that to say, if we look at that situation objectively, we can see how we are directly contributing to that outcome. And I know it's a super hard pill to swallow to even, realize we genuinely are contributing to the actions that happen in our life. Life is a domino effect. But once you do, you can stop that domino effect and make better ones. So if you're realizing you keep continuously choosing the wrong partner, continuously choosing the wrong spouse, and you're feeling like you're going nowhere, we're talking in terms of dating, then you know what inside me has to change. Do I feel I am not worthy enough to have a man or woman of this caliber? Do I not feel confident enough to attract so and so? Am I wanting this but radiating this energy? You have to have these realizations in order to be at the places you want to be in life, or else you're going to keep going in circles and you're going to be miserable. And it's going to be a so sad, lonely, it's going to be a lonely road. You're going to do such a disservice to yourself. You're going to rob yourself of learning valuable lessons. You're going to you're going to and for anyone who thinks that what anything I said was a jab, no, it wasn't. You're undermining yourself when you do that. If in terms of relationship and dating, if you feel like you have to manipulate yourself to be a certain way, you're doing such a disservice to your actual personality. You are amazing. You are gorgeous. You are stunning. You are handsome. You don't need to do anything but be yourself to attract who you want. You undermine yourself when you live in this realm of seeking validation and believing rejection is real. You're literally undermining everything. All the hard work you've done, your self beliefs, your everything. You're undermining that by allowing other people who don't even know you to have so much control. For what? They go to sleep every night perfectly fine. I'll tell you that right now. They go to sleep every night perfectly fine. They're fine. They're having fun. They're happy, enjoying their life. And you upset. You allow this to take you out your character, take you out your element, take you away from who you know you are. That don't sound like nothing but you undervaluing yourself. You're doing a disservice to yourself. I'm not jabbing you. I'm not being rude. I'm not being mean. I want you to be the best version of yourself. I really do. But you have to identify these key areas in order for that change to start. And it's a hard road. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's hard. But you're going to get it. You know, you're going to get it because we understand that the best way at life and the only thing we need is to have confidence in ourselves and to believe in ourselves. And everything is going to work out from there. There's going to be hard times, there's going to be lows. But if you are able to pick yourself up from those lows as much as you're able to big yourself up during those highs, you won. You won. You won the race. You're going to win at life and you're going to get everything you desire. That's just a fact. And, I was thinking as I was creating the outline of this, I just thought of like, how somebody's like, oh, she's so stubborn. Like, I'm naturally a very stubborn person. especially when it comes to relationships. I'm very stubborn. Like, I don't like you, I don't want to be with you, I don't want to be intimate, I don't want anything. I'm just not. Like, there's not going to be much you can do or convincing to change my mind. And I thought about that same logic I have with these standards and these boundaries I have with the rest of the world. Why am I unable to establish that with myself? If I have a boundary with this person, I should have a boundary with myself. Every morning, you're saying your affirmations. If you don't, this. Every Sunday, you're doing yoga. Every this, every that. I need to be setting those same boundaries within myself, because as stubborn as I am to the outside world, if I was that stubborn in the inside and being so firm on my self belief, so firm on my routine, so firm on my actual perception of genuinely where I can be in life, success is inevitably mine. And although that sounds like a very kid in play statement, I think we fail to have boundaries within ourselves. And I'm definitely want to introduce this topic with another person, a guest, and us really talk about boundaries. Because I think we kind of limit boundaries to relationship, jobs, but what boundaries do we have with ourselves? And just like you hear people like, oh, they're so stubborn, don't ask them to go out, or don't ask them this. Imagine if you were that stubborn with yourself. Like, girl, you that. Girl, you look so good. Or you should get, like, if you were that stubborn with validating yourself and not seeing rejection as real, do you know how much farther your life will go? Do I know how much farther my life will go? It's such a, I keep wanting to say invigorating. So maybe that's the word that I'm supposed to use. Experience when you realize this. Like, I have chills going down my body right now, because it's such a different experience when you understand that. Life is such a different experience. And it's just, we we only have one life to live. So why are we not being bold? Why are we not putting ourselves out there? Why are we not fully believing in ourselves? We only have this physical body right now in this dimension, because we don't know what happens after death. So in this mind, this brain that I have right now, in this physical body, why would I not believe in myself? Why would I not just throw myself off the bridge and go for my dreams, wholeheartedly believe in myself, advocate for myself? I might as well enjoy life, go for it, do what I want to do. So, as we've reached the end of this episode, I hope you guys have enjoyed this thought-provoking perspective conversation. I hope you are enjoying how I'm formulating this pod. I'm kind of just really going with the flow. I know it'll eventually change, grow. I'm trying to not be how I usually am, super picky, super perfectionist, and like harbor things in my draft. I'm just gonna press record, upload, post, and just kind of let you guys know how I'm feeling. I'm so excited to get actual guests. I'm so excited to maybe be able to go on lives and talk to you guys more. I'm just excited to see what the future holds. I think this can blossom into something absolutely beautiful, and I'm ready to throw myself off of the cliff and do this and see what this brings me. So if you guys have enjoyed episode 2 of Barbie Talks. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you are listening on a podcast streaming platform, don't forget to add this channel, this show to your favorites, because every Thursday we will be uploading a new topic. I think the first few ones are probably going to be solos. I really want to rack up on a lot so we can just be real consistent. But, I definitely am so excited to have guests. Episode 3 will be in a different location because I was supposed to have a guest for episode 2. But I just felt like I should really be the anchoring force these first few episodes and not incorporate too many guests right off the bat. So definitely the first probably like 5 to 8 are going to strictly be me, and then we're going to start incorporating guests. We will have guests. Probably the form of it will change, but thank you guys so much for rocking with me. Thank you guys so much for listening. Quick tip, I love listening to my episodes at 1.25 speed or 1.5. It's best hack that I've learned. So if you guys are interested in that, do that the next episode. You will be thoroughly enjoyed. But before we leave, I want to leave you with one last question. Are you ready to take control of your life, or will you continue to be society's puppet? Let me know down below. Put the chain emoji. Put just 2 chains emojis if you're ready to break the chain. Like, if you're ready to be the change, take control of your life, and get to where you want to be. So excited to go through this journey with you guys. So excited to bring you some new, fresh perspective. So excited for us to become our best selves in 2024. Bye, guys.